words, there is only one measure of any merit: bodies. Understand that it is only when the spirit, that which has no corporeal form, is elevated above the physical, the immediate, that the greatest things are accomplished by the greatest men. You must reject the world before you can conceive of bringing about the heaven you dream of. Oh, weigh your words in steel, blood, dead brothers, family. Betray nothing to the vision you breathed into this world. It is the spirit of the culture, the spoken word of our people that binds us all. You can take our cities, raise our children under your banners, but as long as the word is held above all, we are still a people. And to do that, people must be comfortable with betraying their self-preservation for our self-preservation. Victory is spiritual first, then physical, but outer form represents inner harmony. What you must understand is that the Christians who spurn truth, which will always be in the image of divine law, they rejected more knowledge, the path to truth. They call it evil. They call it the devil, failing to realize that ignorance is the greatest cruelty to ever walk the cosmos, be it Earth or other civilizations. This is why they burn in Salim, a 13-year-old girl, without due trial, and celebrate it with joy because she used her imagination, a divine tool, to talk to a doll while playing. They fear truth because it reflects on their souls, which are contemptible, and they will remain contemptible so long as they hide their hearts in darkness from the fires of enlightenment, which are felt through toil with the earth. Slave morality, which we will simply refer to as Christianity, has a strange relationship and effect on its subject. In psychology, we understand that there is subject-object interaction, object-object interaction, and subject-subject interaction. The subject is animate, object is inanimate. Christianity teaches the subject to despise the subject, and unlike other ethical frameworks which are inherently self-actualizing, Christianity enforces homogeneity by its very nature, because it infers what is good for itself from what it despises in others. And since humans are tribal creatures, this almost always boils down to they wear blue, versus I wear red. It is a blight because it depends on the psychological and social lynching to infer its morality, which has more to do with identity than truth. Then all organisms at a certain level of consciousness need a sense of self to orient themselves, which is necessary for survival. But the Christians, the West, are blind. They fail to realize that in separating themselves from evil, denying it in themselves, they have created an evil in equal measure to the very goodness they sought. Every action has its counterbalance. Nothing in this cosmos is divorced from its polarity. You are born with an inherent fixation. Focus, by their very nature, makes you see one thing but blind to another. Ignorance is the source of suffering and cruelty. Throughout your life, you will subject yourself and others to the same cruelty again and again by virtue of your own ignorance. But it works both ways. If you were not blind, you would not see, and if you could not see, you would not be blind. And knowledge requires confinement and parameters, and the self is realized through knowledge and contrast. And the Christian is the most ignorant. They demonize the suffering brought upon by knowledge. They call it the devil, they call it evil, and in doing so they have separated themselves from the path to wisdom, the valuing and pursuit of understanding, and have cut off their path to divinity and call it piety. This devil, as they call it, this trickster, even the archetype of truth exposed through inversion, is nothing more than the human inclination for dialectic reasoning. It only haunts one so long as they refuse to face themselves. And the Christian rejects the self entirely as an agent within this world